Hey there, so the topic of this video will be a very vague question. It will be what is important in the grand scheme of things. So that's the question that I want to talk about in today's video. So this question is a very interesting question because it goes into what we as humans value as human beings. So what is important in the grand scheme of things? If we are looking at it from a global perspective and a very macro-oriented sense, we would say that the most important things in this world is making it to the afterlife. And we assume that there is an afterlife because we as humans need meaning and permanent satisfaction and fulfillment. So we tend to look towards the metaphysical or the abstract in terms of what is the most important thing in this life. So the afterlife and all sorts of all the spiritual concepts that we know of today would be the most important things or most important thing in today's society, or the most important things that we value. So what is the most important thing in the grand scheme of things would really point towards the spiritual, the abstract, and to religion. We don't know for certain if there is an afterlife, but we assume so because we as humans are accustomed to finding patterns and meaning in our human experiences, and everything that we see in our lives point towards a creator or a grand design. We believe that there is a God because everything has been created with a purpose, everything has been created with pinpoint accuracy, and there is definitely evidence of fine tuning in the universe. And so we tend to believe that there is something or some higher power behind this coincidence. The question is then, is which religion or which aspect of spirituality is true? We have so many different religions all pointing in many directions, and I believe that the most predominant religions nowadays would be the Abrahamic religions. I think there are three of them today, which are in no particular order: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So I believe that the question boils down to which of these three religions is most likely to be true. We are not here to impose any religious compulsion on people. We're not here to convert people. We just want to discuss what religion provides the most meaning and which religion is most likely to be true. And that's a whole other topic. So, going back to the original question, what is important in the grand scheme of things? It really is just based on the answer to this question is really just religion and spirituality, because those things have a permanent impact on ourselves. So, if we think about the afterlife, it extends to eternity. All religions tend to point to an afterlife that exists forever. And so because of the time span and the time span of this supposed afterlife, we view this as the most important thing that could ever exist. Our life on earth is finite, but the afterlife, or the life that we spend as a result of our good and bad deeds, is for eternity. So that is why that this afterlife is the most important thing that we could strive for in this earthly life, in the life that we live on earth. So the question really has a simple answer, and that answer is the most important thing that we can hope for in this life is following the correct religion and aim for a successful afterlife, and supposedly, if there is one, we can aim to enter paradise for eternity. That is our end goal. And I think that is a very common experience in all people. All people, regardless of race, background, ethnicity, socioeconomic factors, we all believe in, or we all are inclined to believe that there is a creator and that there is an afterlife, and that we as humans will pass on to that afterlife and live for eternity in our spiritual selves, whether or not we are purified, or we're cleansed of all our misdeeds or our sins, in a religious concept. We believe that we will pass on to the afterlife, and this has been a very strong recurring motif in previous ancient civilizations like Egypt. Egyptians believed in the mummification of people so that people, in particular emperors, or pharaohs, could pass on peacefully to the afterlife. So this is not just a coincidence that that people hold a view on. It is a common view that all people share. All people share or yearn for a paradise that exists after death, and an eternal afterlife that is good, without any suffering, without any pain, and one that brings pure bliss and fulfillment. So that's a bit about the question, what is important in the grand scheme of things. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can make another video, a part 2 like I did with my other video regarding this topic, but I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.